failed at something, possibly spectacularly. Congratulations. You're now ready to decide that you're going to believe in yourself, trust yourself, and lean into the confidence that's literally right there for you. You just have to make a mental shift that most people do not make because they're afraid. They're afraid of the feeling that they'll have when they struggle. They fear the rejection. They fear how other people are going to view them. They fear the unknown. But here's the thing. Confidence comes from first choosing that you're going to trust and believe yourself no matter what. You don't have all the answers. However, you can trust yourself to figure out what you need to know. And you have done this throughout your life. You've figured things out. This is a belief about yourself that you can reinforce. You can choose to trust that you will figure it out. That when something doesn't go the way that you hoped it would good, or you thought or hoped it would go, or how you thought the plan didn't go the way that you thought it would. But you still, underneath all of it, you trust yourself. Now, the thing is that there is a misconception that, oh, well, if you're successful and you have confidence, you just must not fail a lot. You fail all the time. You have not only more failures because, yes, you take more chances, you put yourself out there more, so you're going to have more volume of your total number of fails will be higher. But I'm going to tell you what, the percentage of fails that you have for when you go out and do things is going to be higher. And here's the other thing. Once you learn that success is actually built through failure, once you decide to embrace this, you actually seek out the unknown. You seek out the struggle. You seek out being proven wrong. See, the thing is if you have a plan and an idea for something and everything goes according to plan, I mean, there's a big argument that can be made. Wow, you really just didn't think big enough. How the heck, when you are somebody that is starting something from scratch or restarting something and you thought you knew how it was going to go when it actually went that way, how much of a risk are you actually taking? How big of a chance are you putting on yourself? Because you had an idea, you thought something was going to go a certain way and it went exactly that way. I mean, I hope that it wound up being a massive thing for you and that you're incredibly successful. But the reality is you probably played it too safe. And I just trust you are going to fail. Now, here's the thing. Again, you're going to fail even if you try to prevent it. But if you choose to trust in yourself to figure it out, look at these failures, look at these lessons as reinforcement of the fact that you're actually doing stuff that's going to help you grow and help you develop and help you improve your life in any and all areas of your life. This is the reinforcement that you actually should believe in yourself, because most people aren't playing this game. Most people are playing the game where they're basically protecting their ego to where they don't ever really take the risks that matter. And then when they look back at their life and they didn't take the risks, they look at it and they are either they're full of regret. But the funny part is a lot of times they'll blame other people or circumstances and situations for not trusting themselves in the moment to figure it out. Now, if they see past that, they probably feel the regret and they realize that they completely messed up. But that's a level of awareness too that a lot of people just aren't going to have. But again, the fear of failure, you are not labeled a failure by anybody of substance because you failed at something. The people that I'm not even going to say the people that you admire, because there's a lot of people, again, that will that can project confidence and belief and success, but they're projecting that to people that are wanting to buy into the fantasy. They're not really going through and challenging themselves and failing either. They're trying to follow a paint by numbers script that they can say to somebody else and just make them feel better about themselves. You gotta like, failure is not an identity thing. It's just part of figuring out like where your plan is good, where it's not, what adjustments you need to make. It is not any kind of indication of who you are as a person. And that's actually that's a topic for another episode. Like, whether you're successful or you fail, if you really get down to it, like who like the makeup of who you are as a person is what matters. Now that makeup will probably, that will bleed into, not probably, that will bleed into everything that you're doing as far as the thought process you have around yourself, the actions you take, and ultimately the failures and successes that you will ultimately have. So, but at your core, like, I'm a failure or I'm a winner, like, that really doesn't play into it. Again, as I've said, there's a lot of people that might tell you that I'm a winner. Okay. What does that mean? That you had a couple of things go your way? Like, tell me about how you bounce back from failing. Tell me about how you channel failing into ultimate success, which I think looks different for each and every one of us. And it's not the success traps that a lot of people think it is. A lot of, I mean, again, like so much of the stuff that we talk about, there's a lot of nuance with this as well. And again, like this whole thing, this whole thing is what is it that you choose to tell yourself? Because a lot of times, like we reinforce beliefs about ourselves all the time. If you look at yourself as a failure, when something happens, you're like, see, this is why I don't take the chance. This is what happens when I put myself out there. Or for the same story, be like, all right, what can I learn from this? Is there something to be learned from this? Because again, I think we have a lot of struggles and hardships that we go through, and life teaches us a lesson. But sometimes I think situations are just rough. We got to learn from them. But also those things that are perceived successes, I think there's lessons in some of those too. But again, not every success is a lesson, but life as a whole, through the ups and downs, teaches us a lot of lessons and teaches us a lot of things about ourselves. And those things that are tied into who we are ourselves, that's the nuance that leads to the ultimate success. So the blueprint for your success and your confidence is inside you, and it's based on what you want. It's not what it's not what the personal development industry tells you success looks like. Because again, proceed like the highs, like you could hit those goals and be like, I'm here. But then it's the lesson of, wait a minute, what did I really learn from this? There will be some lessons that come out from the good side of all that, but also there'll be some trappings underneath it. Be like, oh, this isn't as cracked as this was not as cracked up as I thought it would be. So, I mean, just some things to think about. That's what I have for you. So if you're listening to the podcast and you're new, welcome. If you like what you're hearing, go ahead and subscribe. Once you've subscribed, please rate and review wherever it is that you're listening, and share this episode with anyone you think that would like to listen to it. If you're watching on YouTube and you're brand new, welcome. If you like what you're watching or hearing, please go ahead and subscribe and share the video with someone that you think would like to watch it. But yeah, that's what I have for you. All of the links for Your Level Fitness are in the show notes. So if you're brand new, you've got the link there. If you're really looking to dig into this stuff on your own, I definitely would suggest signing up for the journal prompts that I send out. Those go out Monday through Friday, and I've got a link for the shop down below as well. So that is what I have for you. And if you're watching on YouTube, probably right about now, they're showing you a video that they think you would enjoy watching. So if you want to click on that, check it out. Awesome. Don't spend too much time in the rabbit hole though. Take some time to actually apply this stuff in your life today. That would be awesome. So that is what I have for you. So thank you as always for listening and watching, and I'll talk to you again real soon.